Howdy. It's Tech Eric Game Dad. Just bringing you my first build guide video. This is a monk build in Season 6. And it's a Sun Wuku's build. And I'd been running Quinn's T10 God Monk build, and it's a lot of fun, but sometimes I like to do something a little more chill. And so this is good for like farming greater rifts for level up gems or doing regular rifts. It's kind of a great watch TV build almost. But so we'll start with the gear. It's 6 parts Sun Wukus, but I'm using the Ring of Royal Grandeur. My gear right now isn't the greatest. I've got a pretty good necklace. But this would probably be better if it was. The ideal one for this build would be crit damage, cold damage, cooldown reduction, I think. Siege's Memento. This one, this is pretty nice if you look. It makes the enemies take, after you blind or freeze or stun something, enemies take 400% more damage from Tempest Rush for 5 seconds. I'm using Kishoro Soul just to keep my sweeping wind up so I don't have to manually. Now, the reason I'm using Ring of Royal Grandeur is I want to use Frostburns because not only do they give me the cold damage increase, but the 50% chance to freeze enemies is huge. I'm constantly spamming 2. I've got Tempest Rush and Sweeping Wind. Both are cold runes, and that's actually where a ton of my damage comes because that procs this all the time. I'm using Crudus Boots right now just to get an extra Mystic Air ally, and there's no boots really in this set, so gives me an extra 4 Spirit Gen and 200 Spirit when I click the button if I ever need it. If you do it just right, you don't actually need to use that button, but you don't actually need to click it, but sometimes you need to. Balance for a ridiculous amount of damage to Tempest Rush, 100% crit on solo enemies, and up to 200% extra Tempest Rush damage. I'm using Convention on the Elements. It works out pretty nicely if you time it. I don't always get to, but if you time it so that your Tempest Rush explosion happens at the same time as cold, then you get crazy numbers. You'll see a 730 billion crit at the end of the video, and my gear is not that great. This could be a lot better. This could be like a 4200 DPS weapon or more. Bring the Zodiac just to help keep my cooldowns on cooldown. Over here in the cube. I actually don't want to use those. I want to use Mantle of Channeling. But you can use Hexing Pants, Mantle of Channeling. Depends. I feel like I need a little bit more defense, so I'm going to go with Mantle of Channeling. And I'm using Vengeful Wind just so my stat count doesn't drop, and it makes my Sweeping Wind deal a little more damage. It's just a little more damage, but it's not that big. You could probably swap this out for Furnace, or if you want to go a little faster, you could use a General Quang. War Staff. Furnace is probably better. I haven't tried it out yet. I'm missing a lot of stuff. It's early in the season. Like I said, Ring Around Gradual. I'll show you the skills. Tempest Rush, Flurry. I hadn't looked at the skill in a while. When I looked at it, I was like, I want to try out Sweeping Wind build. I guess they changed it so every second, while you're channeling, you gain stacks that do 9% weapon damage per stack. It stacks up to 100 and stacks pretty fast. You can see it stack here, right? It's like a stack every quarter second or something. When you're done, it just goes pop. And so that goes up to 100 stacks, which is 9,000% weapon damage. Modified by that. Possibly also going through your convention to get. You can one-shot T10 Rift Guardians easily. Even without Convention of Elements, you one-shot them, I think, usually. If you have a 100 stack. Um, I haven't really settled on my passive very much. I'm using Guardian's Path, Harmony, Exalted Soul, and Beacon of Yatar. Um, I might actually swap. Well, I don't actually click this. I was having some problems being defensive, so I swapped to Manful Channeling, and then I put Mantra of Healing on my bar. I get whittled down a bunch, but I'm thinking the 30% damage reduction would be good. Cold Sweeping Wind, Epiphany Desert Shroud. If I can maintain 100% uptime on this, I'll be in a much better place. I just need some more CDR. Blinding Flash with a 30% damage buff. This is to trigger this manually when you need to, but also the 30% damage increase is nice. We're into an elite pack, pop that, and then take your finger off of Tempest Rush, and then you just get evaporated. And I'll show you a video I've got recorded of it. Let's go. Right here. So go in, start your sweeping window, get that first 3 stack, and then you're good to go. Even at low stacks, you still just melt elite packs. And it's kind of fun. It's actually kind of relaxing. Some of the other builds I've been playing are real crazy and twitch and moment to moment. And this is just kind of like run around and then stop running when you want to murder something instantly. Like watch this. Pop. That wasn't even in a cold or anything. I wasn't at full stacks either. It does make doors you have to click to open and pylons a little frustrating. But doors you don't have to open are awesome. Here we go. Pop. That's all it takes to do elite packs with this build. Let's see. Skip ahead. I've done rifts and when I get a good rift I can do it in 3 minutes or under. A lot of them are averaging out around 5 minutes, but I'm just kind of chilling at home after work. And so we'll come down here. This rift wasn't the greatest, but once I get over here to the Rift Guardian, this Rift Guardian spawns, and I kind of just walk around over here for a little bit. I'm just getting my 100 stack for fun. You don't have to do it. Waiting for that cold to get ready to proc. I walk up, blind and pop. And here, we'll go pause. There you go. 730 billion damage. So, it's a pretty fun build. You get some big, stupid crits, and you're always going to crit the Rift Guardian. You get big old stupid crits that do lots of damage, and it's fun and relaxing. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. It's my first guide.